Hello, people of no culture and no color. I'm on Oregon.gov, and I am here because I had this delusion. I had this severe delusion. I think I need to be medicated. That I wanted to renew my nursing license so that I could go back to work as a nurse. Why would I even want to do that? That's just stupid. So I was on the Ohio State Board of Nursing website, and I can't renew an Oregon license because I had an Oregon license. I can't renew my Oregon license through the State Board of Ohio. I had to come here to the Oregon State Board of Nursing. And then I was looking through the requirements, and one of them is to get a continuing education credit in cultural competence continuing education. Seriously, what the fuck? And then I see this Office of Equity and Inclusion. Really, what the fuck is this bullshit? And I'm reading through all this, and I used to live out in the Northwest during the time that this stuff was implemented, and I didn't know anything about it because I was a young mom at the time and I was working like a dog. I don't understand all this crap. It's like, how in the hell did we let all this bullshit go on? Well, it happened under the radar. This was back before the internet. Did I get the internet? When did I get the internet? Oh, I got the internet. Ooh, maybe 2000. Let's see here. What year? Oh, around 2010, I think I got the internet. But that was dial-up. And all this stuff, everything wasn't internet at the time either. Internet's still fairly new. So it was in the late 90s. And Governor Kitzhaber at the time had an executive order which established the governor's racial and ethnic healthcare task force within the Office of Equity and Inclusion, formerly known as the Office of Multicultural Health. And so this organization or group or office or whatever you want to call them, they claim that people of affirmative action are treated poorly and can't get health care because of their ethnic status or their mental health problem. You know, if they get confused about their gender, they can't get health care. Well, I never witnessed anything like that. Of course, you know, my experience is absolutely anecdotal. Whoops. But, you know, I worked in situations with people who were transgender. I worked with people who were, they liked their own gender. And I worked with people who were affirmative action. Different ethnicities. Nobody was treated poorly. Patients and the coworkers, nobody was ever treated, from my perspective, nobody was ever treated poorly based on their physical attributes or their mental health condition. Never, never, never. People were treated professionally. Now, if that happened, then it didn't happen in front of me. But this, the Office of Equity Inclusion, it claims that people of affirmative action status are treated badly and denied health care. Is this true? Well, there is this lady who testified to have the state pass legislation. Her name was Tina Kotek, and she testified on April 2nd, 2019, in support of the bill to the House Committee on Health Care. Affirmative action Americans, Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, Latinos all reported worse access to care than their white peers in 2015, 16, and 17. Okay, so we're going to need some evidence, in my opinion. You know, I mean, I can say that I was treated badly all day long, but if without proof, I mean, I'm just running my pie hole. And non-white patients are less likely to be prescribed pain medication, less likely to have their pain taken seriously, and less likely to feel heard by their clinician. In my personal opinion, I think that nobody listens to anybody, you know? You go to the doctor, they don't fucking listen to you. You know, I had anemia for years. I'm talking real serious anemia for years. And then my doctor retired or whatever, and then I got a new doctor, and all of a sudden, wham, that same day it was addressed. And I felt like shit for years. And I got an iron infusion. I even did a video, I think, of, I think I got 4 or 5 iron infusions. That wasn't because I was white. It wasn't because I was a woman. It was because they were incompetent. Let's see. In Oregon, 22% of transgender Oregonians reported being refused medical care. Well, what kind of medical care were they looking for? There was in Portland, I worked at one of the hospitals, one of the smaller hospitals that did the surgeries, transition surgeries. Nobody was ever treated badly there. I mean, why would they go there if they were going to get treated badly, right? Nobody was ever treated badly there. That I witnessed, anecdotal, remember that? But 22%. Okay. And in 2017, 8 out of 16 CCOs regressed on their satisfaction with care metric. I don't know what that even means. So now it's a direct law, or a law, instead of voluntarily. Let's see, specified healthcare professional boards to require people authorized to practice the profession regulated by the Board of Complete Cultural Competency Continuing Education. So now it's regulated, and it says on here that there's, you don't have to prove to the Oregon State Board of Nursing that you've taken this, but you should, because you just mark it on a form that you did it, but you should have it on hand in case you get audited. People who have nursing licenses get audited? People who have professional licenses get audited? What the heck does that even mean? Like the IRS now works for the state? Or the board, I mean, you know? That's so weird. I don't know. But, I don't know how this slipped in under the radar. Well, I do know, because we didn't have the internet, we didn't communicate with each other, but they were able to just take over. But you know, the thing is here, all of these pet projects are going to fizzle out because it takes money to keep them going. And once the money disappears, now the government is trying so hard to keep their little projects going. They are desperate. They are, states are somehow was able to pass legislation to force companies like eBay, Poshmark, Venmo, PayPal. So every freaking transaction that used to be free now has to be taxed by the state. And it's actually illegal, but you know, it doesn't make a difference in the United States if something's illegal or not, because nobody does any sort of, there's no test to, no proposed law has to go through a test before it can be passed. That is worrisome. I don't understand. So we are subjected to unconstitutional laws or rules or policies until somebody brings it up to the Supreme Court, and then it gets overturned. But then again, you know, you have to think about who's enforcing all this bullshit too. There's nobody to enforce anything anymore. Not much. Well, we have Biden said he's going to hire how many 80 million IRS people because they're desperate. They want their money. They want to keep their projects going. But you know, it kind of confuses me also. It's like, well, why would they need more money out of us? They can print money. They can print money all day long. They don't have to take our money. Or the money they've allowed us to have. You know, they allow us to have money for a little while and then they take it from us. But if they can print money, why do they even bother taking it from us? They've devalued it, in the last year, it's lost, 2/3? Maybe I'm doing the math wrong. You know, I took advanced math, but it doesn't really serve me in this instance. So if the cost of my goods and services go up 3 times, does that mean my good or service is 1/3 of the value? I don't remember how to do that. Sad, isn't it? All right, people of no color and no culture, thank you so much for listening. I look forward to your thoughts below.